The Indian government is raising a hue and cry over the United States Commission on International Religious Freedom report of 2025, which has come out. It's an yearly report which this commission brings out. Now, this commission is not an official commission. For example, like the National Human Rights Commission, it's an independent body. It is, of course, supported by the US government, but it is not a part of the government. It is an independent institution. It is more like a non-government institution, but it performs the very important task of overseeing the violation of the religious rights of minorities anywhere in the world. And this comprehensive report covers all countries where violations of religious rights are taking place. They bring out yearly reports. They have been critical of India lately. They have put India in the category of country of particular concern. The category of countries where the religious rights are violated in the most egregious manner are put in this category. And for the past several years, especially since the Narendra Modi government has come to power, India is being put in this adverse category. There are 13 or 16 countries, I don't remember the exact number, but more than 10 countries around the world, which includes Afghanistan, Pakistan, Iran, North Korea, Russia. So India is in the category of these countries. It is being described as a country of particular concern, which means that this commission has recommended to the United States government that some kind of action, either in the form of sanction or preventing diplomatic immunity to certain categories of people should be taken against India. The latest report cites the violations of the minorities, especially Muslims and Christians. 20 Christians arrested in the name of being involved in religious conversion, out of which 4 are pastors. It is mentioned in the report. It also mentions how the law against religious conversion, even though the Indian Constitution allows you to practice and propagate your religious views, but there is a law now in most states which prohibits religious conversion, and the most stringent punishment of a life term is now being prescribed for people being involved in religious conversion activities. So these 20 Christians are now behind bar. 11 Muslims have been convicted under this law, including Kaleem Siddiqui. They have been found guilty of having been engaged in religious conversion, and they have been sentenced. So this is something which the report has raised concern on. It has mentioned the Sambhal incident, where the court allowed a petition to be heard, and it formed a committee. An advocate commissioner was given the authority to go and inspect the mosque, and the local administration allowed this committee to go to the mosque the same day. Everything happened in the course of a day. 19th November, and on 24th November there was violence in which 5 Muslims were killed, and the police doesn't agree that it was their bullets which have killed these 5 youth. They say that these youth got killed in cross-firing between 2 Muslim communities, Turks and Pathans. So it has raised the issue of Sambhal. It has raised the issue of Citizenship Amendment Act, which has now been implemented, and has talked about how innocent activists, and it has mentioned 3 of them, although there are more of them behind bar. So it has mentioned Umar Khalid, Miran Haider and Sharjeel Imam. These 3 are among the people who are still in jail. Unlawful Activities Prevention Act has been invoked against them, and there is hardly any evidence that they have been involved in provoking any violence. In fact, these people are being punished for their participation in the Anti-Citizenship Amendment Act and National Register of Citizens movement, which was a national movement. The Muslim women were sitting on protests almost all over India, almost in every state, and this youth was involved in spearheading the protests, was playing a leading role, and that is why they are being punished. And the charge is that they have incited violence during the Delhi riots. Whereas there is evidence that it is people from the BJP like Kapil Mishra and Anurag Thakur, who was a minister at that time, who have raised provocative slogans which resulted in violence. Fortunately, the court has asked the Delhi police to look into the role of Kapil Mishra, who is now a minister in the Delhi government, the newly formed BJP government in Delhi. So we hope that in the due course of time, the people who actually incited violence will be, there will be FIRs filed against them, they will be made the accused, and hopefully they will be convicted. And we also hope that innocent youth and citizens, mostly Muslims and non-Muslims also, in the Bhima Koregaon case for example, will get bail, and the cases will be decided in their favor. They will not be punished wrongly. There is hardly any evidence against them. If you look at the speech of Umar Khalid, it is a Gandhian speech. He is making an appeal to people to save the constitution. There is nothing illegal in it. There is no attempt to provocate people to take up arms or get involved in violence. But still, he has been punished essentially because he was involved in the anti-CA and RC protests. This has been raised by the USAF report, United States Commission on International Religious Freedom, and it has mentioned the deteriorating situation in India so far as the rights of religious minorities are concerned, how it has become very easy for the governments, whether it is in the name of cow slaughter or in the name of love jihad, essentially, Muslim youth trying to convert, the Hindu girls to marry them. These kind of incidents, on the pretext of these incidents, cases are filed against largely Muslims. They are made accused, they are arrested, and the houses of some of these people who speak out against the government or do something which the government doesn't look at favorably, their houses are also demolished. Recently, the High Court has pulled the Allahabad authorities. The Supreme Court, in fact, has pulled up the Allahabad authorities for demolishing certain houses only at a 2 hours of notice. There are very clear-cut guidelines by the Supreme Court as to laying down the procedure that the authorities have to follow if they have to take action against anybody's house. But it is very clear that the local authorities are not respecting those guidelines and is still going ahead. In the case of Allahabad, just at a 2 hours notice, houses were demolished. And there is a very famous video now circulating where a girl goes inside her house, which is going to be demolished, and then runs away with her books. So the Supreme Court has taken it very seriously, And we hope that these kind of violations, especially of religious minorities in India, will end, and India will be a more fair country where the rights of the minorities will be protected. In fact, it is said that how good a democracy you are will be tested based on the rights of the most marginalized sections of your population. If the most marginalized sections of your population enjoy full democratic rights, only then we can say that we are a democratic country. But if you are being targeted because of your religion, because of your gender, because of your caste, because you are a scheduled tribe, then there is a problem. The Uttarakhand government has brought in the Uniform Civil Code, which has also been mentioned in the Yusuf report, that how policing of relationships now, live-in relationships, interreligious marriages, intercaste marriages, now there is more policing of these, and this goes against the basic spirit of the Constitution, where it is said that citizens enjoy certain basic rights, but those rights are not being honored. We had two cases in Bhopal where interreligious couple wanted to register their marriage, and they were attacked inside the court. Now this is something very unusual. The rowdy element, especially aligned with the ruling party BJP and their ideology, are taking law into their hands. They beat up people. They can do anything. They can kill. They can mob lynch. They can take any action, and they get away. Whereas the innocents, who are the victims, often find themselves at the receiving end of the law, where cases are filed against them, against the victims. So the situation is pretty bad, and we hope that the government of India, instead of criticizing this report, will take it seriously and will ensure that the kind of things which have been mentioned in the report do not happen. The report also mentions the case of Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, a Sikh American citizen who it is alleged that the government of India wanted to assassinate him, and somebody called Vikas Yadav, who was serving the government at one point, and then he left, and then a case was filed against him on a different matter, is accused of having been given the task to assassinate this Sikh American activist, and the United States has also accused the Indian government, the Indian intelligence agency, RAW, of being involved in this operation. So this doesn't paint a very good picture of the Indian government. Indian government should not be doing these kind of illegal things. They should protect the rights of their citizens, the minorities, and as well as respect the right of citizens in other countries. Thank you.